EMS 7th grade students had an amazing opportunity to interview veterans that have served our country. They also interviewed students and staff members about several
First off, in the last few years, it's just doing different things in our school. So the biggest thing that we've done this year is what you guys have had the opportunity to do yesterday is speaking and visiting and interviewing the local veterans that were able to come in yesterday. For me, any family that I have, my father-in-law is a veteran. I like to thank him. And for me, it's just any veterans that I know that are in my family or friends that I have, I want to reach out to them. I'm very thankful for them.
I think a veteran is someone who served for this country, who is still with us and is out in the community, and they tend to, you know that they're in the community, whether they're wearing a hat, the war that they fought in, or if they come to school. I know they're talking to you guys, which I think is great. But I also think that we eventually start running out of those veterans. Obviously, as time goes on, they pass away. So I think it's important that while they're still here, that they do share their experiences. And
a veteran who is someone who has fought for our country.
Veteran means to me like a soldier or someone who fought like in a war. That's what it means to me.
To me, a person that was in the Army but is now retired from the Army.
Many veterans receive injuries that become scars over time. Sergeant Jared Myers will now tell us about an injury he received.
IED, an improvised explosive device, and basically this is the piece of shrapnel that went into my arm, and then came out of the other side.
Some of these veterans had active duty in different places.
San Diego, California, when I went to the military, but I got on the ship at Long Beach, California. Got on a warship.
I started basic training in San Antonio, Texas. I went from San Antonio, Texas to San Angelo, Texas, which is in the desert, basically, and that's where I got my firefighter training. From there, my duty station was actually Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. But from there, I traveled all over, from Alaska to Germany to France to lots of different stations all in the United States. I've been to almost every state.
Did you make any lifelong friends or any friends when you were in the military?
I did. I made a lot of lifelong friends. We had a really good group of people in the military. I had 60 men in my flight in basic training, and they were all good people.
And then our last question for you is, what do you think of football players kneeling or sitting during the national anthem?
I am a huge football fan, and while I don't agree with them kneeling, we live in a free country, and I don't bother myself with what other people are doing. I worry about what I'm doing and what's important to me and my family.
I served my time on active duty in Iraq, first in a town called Tikrit, which is Saddam Hussein's hometown, and then secondly in a town called Bakuba, Iraq. It's north of Baghdad.
Veterans were also asked what they think of the football players kneeling and or sitting during the national anthem. Here's what they had to say.
Well, they have a right to do what they do, but I don't think I could do that.
I am a huge football fan, and while I don't agree with them kneeling, we live in a free country, and I don't bother myself with what other people are doing. I worry about what I'm doing and what's important to me and my family, and I know that I'm proud of my country and that I've served, and that the flag is very important to me. And if those gentlemen want to express their opinions, they have a right to do that in a country that's free.
I think all American citizens have the right to protest whatever they want. And if they're protesting for a reason that they believe in, then that's their right, they should do it. I don't agree with what all people do, but it's not up to me. You know, my job was to just make sure that they had the right to do that if they want to. So.
Thank you to all of the gentlemen that have offered to give their time up to be interviewed by the students at EMS. And thank you to all of the brave men and women that have served in our armed forces and those who have given their lives so we can enjoy the freedoms we have today.